There is a secret, whispered in the language of a wagging tail and a steady, unblinking gaze. It's a secret that suggests our entire idea of owning a dog is a beautiful fiction we tell ourselves. Anyone who has shared their home with one knows this deep down. The official language of ownership, calling them mine, managing their schedule, naming them, begins to feel strangely hollow over time. What's actually happening between you defies that simple category of possession. It feels less like owning an animal and more like a pact, a silent, ancient agreement between two entirely different kinds of consciousness. For those who have known what some call a heart dog or a soul dog, the bond is beyond debate. It is a tangible, quiet force that occupies the room. In our human world, where trust is often a negotiated currency, where loyalty is conditional, and affection is measured out in careful portions, here is a creature operating on a completely different frequency. A dog doesn't keep score. It doesn't strategize its affection or weigh the return on investment of its love. It just offers it. And this raises a profound question. If this way of living exists right beside, sharing our walks and our quietest evenings, then maybe we've been asking the wrong thing. The question isn't why we keep them. It's why life saw fit to place them beside us in the first place. Why, out of the vast movement of life, did it choose this specific creature to walk so closely beside the human race? To even begin to understand, we might need to retire the word pet. That label, ho, whether well-intentioned, performs a quiet reduction. It classifies, organizes, and implies something to be managed, trained, or optimized. It turns a living mystery into a category. But a dog isn't just an addition to your life. It's an invitation into a different state of being. This contrast matters because humans are experts at not being here. We are remarkable at living inside concepts in C, de-explanations and stories about ourselves while forgetting the simple fact of being alive. We live fractured across time, haunted by memories, anxious about futures, narrating our own story even as it happens. We are rarely fully present where we are. Our minds are like rooms with too many windows, each open to a different worry or regret. A dog, in stark contrast, seems to live almost entirely within the current moment. It carries no visible baggage from yesterday, no visible dread for tomorrow. There is no personal narrative being quietly maintained in the background. Its world is the scent on the wind now, the texture of the grass underfoot, the sound of your voice in this instant. So when you sit with one, two modes of awareness intersect. There you are, tangled in thought, and there it is, simply experiencing. The dog isn't asking, is this meaningful? Or am I enough? It isn't comparing you to an ideal. When it looks at you, it isn't measuring you against who you used to be or who you think you should become. It meets what is actually there right now. That's why the connection feels so immediate. It bypasses your story and lands directly in your presence. In that space, you are not your job, your past mistakes, or your future hopes. You are Sai. Imply the being who is here, being seen. In this light, you don't truly own a dog. You are, for a precious while, the guardian of a being that already understands how to exist. Look at how humans approach love. We almost never let it remain simple. We complicate it, we condition it, we build silent contracts. I'll love you if you change, I'll stay if you promise, I'll be loyal if you reassure me. We arm ourselves with the memories of old wounds as a survival mechanism for a complex mind. And then, right at our feet is a creature that doesn't participate in this economy at all. A dog doesn't love you because of your achievements or in spite of your failures. It doesn't love you for anything. Its love is a default setting, its natural way of moving through the world. This is what ancient wisdom often calls grace, a gift given not because it is earned, but because it is in the nature of the giver to give. A dog embodies this state without effort or doctrine. Perhaps they make such poor theologians because they don't need belief systems. They don't require doctrines to explain what they are already embodying. Perhaps God did not place dogs beside us to teach duty or responsibility. B, to set beside us a living reminder of what love looks like before conditions ever enter the picture. Not an idea, not a rule, but a presence. From this angle, a dog acts as a gentle anchor to reality. They prevent human beings from floating too far away into the world of their own ideas. Many paths toward wisdom speak of awakening not as a grand explosion, but as a simple, sustained presence. A, willingness to stop arguing with what is. This is precisely the neighborhood where the dog has always lived. It doesn't curate resentments. It doesn't construct a memory palace of wounds. It doesn't weaponize silence to teach you a lesson. It returns, open-hearted even after being hurt. This isn't stupidity or a lack of awareness. It's a radical form of clarity. It's meeting life without the A, RM or of preemptive defense. We sometimes joke that dogs are better than people, but that misses the mark. Dogs show us what we might look like if fear hadn't taught our hearts to hesitate. They are a mirror, reflecting back a version of consciousness unburdened by narrative. They are what humans look like when fear has not yet learned how to take control of the heart. Watching them, we catch glimpse of our own potential for immediacy. This is also why the loss of a dog cuts so impossibly deep. The grief can feel overwhelming, almost embarrassing in its intensity. But that's because the bond wasn't built from words or concepts. You didn't love your dog through ideas. You loved through rhythm, through shared silence, through the weight of a head on your knee. When a dog leaves, you don't just lose a companion. You lose a whole way of being. You lose a sanctuary where you were allowed to be unguarded and safe. People often say, "He understood me completely." What they mean is the dog didn't understand their biography, it understood their energy, the subtle shift in their breath, the tension in their shoulders. It knew when you were at war with yourself and chose to stay beside you. So the mourning is for that lost sanctuary, for the self that felt seen without ever having to justify its existence. The empty space where the food bowl was, the missing jingle of a collar. These are not just absences, they are silent testimonials to a dialogue that happened beyond language. This leads to the haunting, inevitable question: why is a creature of such pure presence given Sue? A brief time here. Why does life allow this lesson to walk beside us for only a handful of years? Maybe it's not a flaw in the design, but the design itself. If this kind of love were permanent, we might mistake it for a possession. We might grow entitled, assuming it belonged to us. Its very finitude reveals its true nature. Love is not something you hold, but something you step into. A dog. Short life teaches a truth deeper than any textbook. That depth has nothing to do with length. They do not break our hearts by mistake. They break them by design. Because it ends, love is revealed as a participation, not a possession. Grief is not love's opposite, but its final aching shape. Grief is simply love with no remaining destination. It is the echo of a presence that has reshaped the architecture of your heart. The pain is the measure of the transformation. We imagine we are the rescuers giving a dog a home, but one could just as easily argue that dogs arrive at the precise moments we are in danger of becoming too cold, too transactional, too lost in our own heads. And when that lesson is integrated, they depart. The purpose was never permanence. They are like temporary guard, shepherding us through a particular passage of our lives. The puppy that energizes a young adulthood, the steady companion through building a career, the gentle elder that sees you into a quieter chapter. Each phase a different teacher for a different need. So when your dog looks at you utterly open, it isn't pleading for security. It's posing a silent, profound challenge. Can you live this way, even briefly? Can you arrive here without your armor? Can you love without demanding a guarantee of how the story ends? If you can, even for a moment, then the dog has fulfilled its purpose. It was never here to be perfected. It was here to be a reminder. If the universe had a voice and it spoke through a dog, it would not be a complex philosophy. It would be a quiet nudge. Stop. Bria. Be here. I am with you, and in this moment that is everything. Their entire existence is a lesson in non-attachment. Not in the cold sense of not caring, but in the profound sense of caring deeply without clinging to the form it takes. They love the walk, not the destination. They cherish the game, not the score. Celebrate your return, not because you were gone, but because you are here now. This is their wisdom, to participate fully in the temporary, to pour their entire heart into a life they know will not last. Perhaps the most honest tribute we can offer is to integrate their way of being, to allow their brief, brilliant lesson to soften our edges and pull us back from abstraction. Their legacy is not a plaque on a shelf, but a more open heart. A dog's life is a masterclass in how to inhabit a moment. And the final exam is learning how to say goodbye, not with bitterness, but with a gratitude so vast it aches.